Hello everyone, I'm Will Harmon, tax attorney, CPA, IRS enrolled agent with Harmon Tax Resolution, a tax law firm dedicated to helping you solve your IRS issues. Today, I'm here to discuss with you IRS Statutory Notice of Deficiency. What is it? Why is it so important? And what to do if one of these shows up in your mailbox. So what is an IRS Statute Notice of Deficiency? It is a written formal notice mailed to you by the IRS which indicates that there's been a proposed change to a particular tax year or more. Often the proposed changes come from missing 1099 information, a missing W-2, or the IRS is challenging a particular position taken on a tax return. And in addition, it could be that a tax return was not filed and the IRS had enough third-party information that they could construct their own tax return. And this is called a substitute for return. Now, if this occurs, you definitely want to take action there because substitute for returns do not include any of your deductions or any allowable credits that you may be entitled to. So you're going to end up getting taxed at the highest rate. So why is this notice so important? Well, for starters, this is where the IRS officially notifies you of a pending tax. Now, bear in mind that when you file your tax returns, you have in fact assessed your tax. Now, the IRS cannot collect on a tax unless it's been assessed. Now, a tax cannot be assessed unless you have been duly notified. Hence, that's why this is a statutory notice which is required. Now, from the IRS perspective, this allows them to engage their collection apparatus fully, from liens, passport withdrawals, levies, wage garnishments, even foreclosures. I'm sure most of you have heard the old adage, tax problems don't age well over time. Well, that's a true statement. They only compound time, interest, and resources. I've had several clients where we've addressed the tax issues successfully in the latter stages of collections. However, there was a common theme among them that had we addressed them at the time the taxpayers had received a notice of deficiency, we would have saved them a lot of sleepless nights, headaches, resources. It costs a lot more to solve a tax problem later than it does if you initiate resolve in the beginning. So the bottom line is, when you receive this notice, now is the time to act. Now, it's called a 90-day notice because you have 90 days to act, and it's a ticket in the tax court. I'll get into that in a little bit. Now, the 90 days starts from the date of the notice, not from the time you received it in your mailbox. So if you're away for a couple weeks and you come back and you find this in your mailbox, make sure you're thinking of 90 days from the date of the notice, not when you opened it up. So let's say you just received the notice. So now what do? Well, first things first, open up and thoroughly read it very well. Identify everything that the IRS has put in there. Make sure you understand it. And if you don't, give me a call or another tax professional. We can help you. Now, if you agree with what's listed in there, you have several options. You can just pay the balance in full or set up some type of an IRS installment plan. Now, depending upon your situation, you may qualify for a Fresh Start initiative, such as a partial pay installment plan, or a currently not collectible, or even an offer in compromise. Now, there's no set solution. Every situation has its own merits. So you have to look into yours to see how you qualify. And this is often where a tax professional can help. Now, if you agree with the assessment, you can sign what's called a 5564 Notice of Deficiency Waiver. It accompanies the 90-day notice. However, if you don't agree, do not sign that at all. Do not, because it'll limit your rights thereafter. So one of the options, the major options that you do have, if you disagree, is to petition for tax court. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, geez, I really don't want to go to tax court. Wow. But the reality of it is, if you have a good case, the IRS will settle it before it goes to tax court. Because when you submit to tax court, what happens is the tax court submits to the IRS your request, the IRS files an answer. And then the IRS internally reviews your case to determine whether it can be resolved. They do not want to go to tax court if you have a strong case. Matter of fact, 70% of cases that go through the appeals process get resolved in the taxpayer's favor. So time is of the essence here. Do not miss out on that opportunity. Now, if you miss the 90-day notice, you still do have options. You can request an equivalency hearing or a collection appeals program, but these are much harder to do. It takes more time to do. And not only that, if you wait a while, eventually your case will get assigned to collections, and you may even have a revenue officer whose sole function is to collect the money for the IRS, and they will do whatever they can. They will use all the means at their disposal. You don't want to be subjected to that, so this is the opportunity to avoid that headache altogether. Well, I hope this information helped. Please read the blog because there's a lot more insightful information there. And in addition, I've listed several articles that could be of help as well. Now, most importantly, you do not have to face this on your own. Please seek professional tax help. You can give me a call, 772-418-0949. The consultation is free, and I'd like very much to help you. So when you have a tough problem with the IRS, bring someone whose sole focus is just that. Have an IRS tax attorney, CPA, and IRS enrolled agent in your corner. Thank you for listening and watching. Have a good day.